Okay, so Rustor has rotated. Let's go ahead and take a look what we see. Over to here, quick refresh, and the answer is Redemption. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what? Boonie Hat. Wait, cursed 3 weeks in a row. Well, that happened. Okay, so no legacy Kevlar. No need to worry too much right now. Listen, chill out, calm down. So, my answer to you is we can still see it next week. I get the feeling people are still going to panic sell and whatnot, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Now, Thundergold, we just got ourselves a budget whiteout set, which is incredibly good, considering that whiteout has recently reached new all-time high prices. It's a bit expensive. So you might not be able to afford that, but I'm pretty sure you're going to probably be able to fork out maybe a good $2 for likes of the Thundergold set now. Congratulations to all the people that got their skins accepted. Oh, damn, we got both Chameleon and Redemption. Pretty sweet. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so overall, not too bad. I'm not complaining, but I really would have liked to have seen Legacy Kevlar. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, but it might happen next week. But yeah, just chill out. So I've got a whole bunch of builders I need to do right about now. I wonder if they did fix the skins such as these. We'll find that out in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead and we'll discuss everything later on. So yeah. Right, we're back. Hello, people. So I've actually left it a fair bit, a good 2 hours, but that's probably a reasonable amount of time to get a good idea of what everybody's currently chasing after. So here's a funny thing. You know how we had no abnormals last week? Every single skin here is abnormal. Every single skin that's here is abnormal. So, as you can see, abnormal, 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 all of them. You also might notice that the charity skins have persisted. It looks like they're going to stick around for maybe another 2 days. So as long as the Trust and Rust event is technically still taking place, I'm pretty sure those charity skins are going to remain. So, hey, you got a little bit more time to consider whether you want to buy them or not. Maybe you just sold a bunch of your Thundergold gloves or boots and you got some money to spend. Hey, go buy some of these. But yeah, there's been a very fun reaction with a lot of these skins, and we're going to be talking about all of that in a second because, I'll be honest with you, with this Rustor that we have right here, that's a good Rustor. And I expect some very good sales. I'm not complaining whatsoever. We got some very good things to discuss in regards to potential investments. But I know some of you are probably thinking, oh no, what about Legacy Kevlar? I'll discuss that as well, don't you worry. But as we've pointed out, every single skin here is abnormal. So that means we've got 10 skins to chase after next Wednesday night. So you're going to have to think strategy in regards to what would you want to prioritise. But we don't have to worry about that right now. We'll obviously take a look at the skins that became marketable when the Rustor rotated. So, of course, these were the skins for the previous week. Funnily enough, we noticed that some people jumped in and did a few thousand sales of the Cursed Hide pants overnight last night. So yeah, when it sits there and says 19,000, it's not joking. Some people jumped in, did like an extra few thousand sales of this. So purchases, I should say. So yeah, we immediately saw the likes of a new Cursed Primitive skin being accepted, the Boonie Hat. So it looks like those are in an immediate, very good position. And we did see the likes of these skins become marketable. I'm talking about the likes of the Pirate Garage Store, the Royal M249, and the Abyss Roadside Gloves. They were fixed. And they've been fixed with their colour scheme. There you go. So their colour scheme got fixed as well. So everything got patched, fixed, and everything came out perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and take a look at those prices. So as I hop over to here and take a look at it here. So here's the Abyss Roadside Gloves, currently listed at $2.64, and Bilders pushing all the way up to $1.70. Now the bulk of it ends at about $1.50. Pretty much exactly what we talked about last night. With this only doing about 10,000 sales, which we can see right over here. That's the wrong thing. Here we go. 10,000 sales here. I can't help but feel like that's going to be in a very, 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 very lovely position, especially when you compare it to the likes of the Hood in the Pants and the Tier 2 armor, and of course Tier 3 armor, because this has a considerably less amount of purchases compared to this lot. And if this collection remains being reasonably in demand, this is always going to be comfortably in the positive. Maybe not insanely, though, because it did so at $2. It did so at $2, but from what we've seen with many other road sign gloves, that should be okay in regards to if it's part of a full-fledged collection, it'll be okay. Cool. So we got that all understood. So, yep, that's currently doing up to $1.70, sold for $2. Will it retain its value? Probably. We'll see. but with only 10,000 sales, it doesn't seem like much, and we'll see how that turns out, but it's looking pretty positive from here on now. Okay, so moving on with the likes of the Pirate Garage Store. Now, this only did about 10,000 sales as well. Let's just quickly confirm that. It did 12,000, sorry to say. Right, so I did make mention of this. If we keep seeing more Pirate Deplorables being produced and, of course, accepted, all the better for this. We recently saw the likes of the large box, and unfortunately, that's already gone down by 21%. Will this work out quite all right? Will this just steadily remain being in the positive? I don't know, because as we said, over the past 2 years, we've been receiving a lot of garage doors. This might be pretty cool right now, but there's very likely going to be other very cool garage doors coming out from here and now as time goes on. It also probably didn't sell that much because we also had the Trust and Rust garage door being given away for free. So we'll see how that turns out from here and now. But yeah, as I look at it, you can clearly see the bilders pushing all the way up to about $1.40, almost at $1.50. This is a $2.49 skin. I don't think it's going to retain its value. But if people don't list theirs at a low enough price, hey, the bilders might creep upwards and it'll probably stay above $2.49. We shall see. But the bilders that we see right here, right now, doesn't look like it's going to hold. Then we look at the likes of the Royal M249 right here. And as you can see, this was a $3 skin and the bilders only barely go up to $1 and above. That's it. So that doesn't look like it's going to retain its value. Now, how much did it sell? 7,000. That's not that much, and I did talk about this last night in my video. If we can quickly hop over to here, as you can see, we did the figuring out prices because there's no abnormals last night. We came to the conclusion that this very likely could potentially be manipulated at some point. Consider skipping to the chapter to be able to see that, but basically, if that's done very low sales compared to what we saw last year in early 2023, for the first 8 Rust stores, there were many instances in which the lowest selling skin of the week ended up being manipulated by a bunch of people like a couple months later. So keep an eye on that. You never know what might potentially happen. Then we have all the other skins. So here we are. Cursed hide and hide pants and shirts. Sorry, I got that mixed up. So we got the Boonie Hat being accepted instantly today, and as you can see, the bilders are pushing all the way up to $1. That's cool. Will these remain sticking at this price? I don't know. Bandana last week actually started to sell less than $1 for a while. Maybe it's going to be improving. So if we quickly hop over to here and get a quick look at the state of that collection, you can see it's all still in the positive, but bandana, it's only barely above $1, but it did sell a lot more compared to the likes of these two. So will these do better from here and now? We shall see. Do we expect more from the Curse collection? Yes. At some point down the line, there will be a Deer Skull mask. We are very likely going to see some core pieces. We might see that happening soon. It's up to the skin creators. We'll find out. But yeah, with what they currently are looking like, they definitely look like they're going to retain their value. So you got a very nice, affordable pair of hide clothing, and then we just got another Boonie Hat. So on the horizon, more primitive skins, maybe, we shall see. But at the very least, more for this collection will be happening. And then we see the Pixel Decay tools. Hatchet, only going up to about 80 cents. Pickaxe, only going up to about 80 cents. Is this going to retain its value? Probably, because they instantly sold at 99 cents, didn't they? Yes, they did. So, probably, but I don't imagine they're going to be that in demand. Overall, in terms of all of the tools, skins that exist, I'm talking about hatchets and pickaxes, they don't actually do very well, and I can quickly confirm this. Look at all the hatchet skins, for example. What do you see? How much is in the negative? Quite a lot when we get to it, eventually. There you go. So, lots of negativity there. Unfortunately, they did not retain their value. Scroll down a little bit more. Quite a lot of negativity here again as well. And scroll down, and it's basically the exact same thing. For some strange reason, even though you use tools quite a lot, the skins for hatchets and pickaxes never retain. Never retain. It's unfortunate. Then, as we take a look at the bilders, yeah, so with what we have, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but funnily enough, as I said, because these sold at a cheaper price, already at 99 cents, which is normally what tools end up at around, this actually might do a decent job in retaining its value because it's already at the low point. It was sold at the low point. Typically, many undesirable weapons and tool skins will end up at around $1 because people can turn weapons and tools into metal once they sell at less than $1 on the Steam market, And, well, yeah, it's already there. So, yeah, it probably will just retain its value. So it doesn't look like it's going to be that much of an investment because it's probably just going to stay the same price as Hawthorne and Rustore, if that makes sense. But if you were to pick these up with these buy orders, yeah, you would make a profit. And we discussed that last night in figuring out the prices with the video. So consider watching it if you want to learn a little bit more. And then, of course, we have the coastal wooden door. I've made a big fuss about talking about how, well, wooden doors just don't seem to be very in demand. We know about that. And, well, looking at the state of this, it's not exactly super crazy in terms of its design, doesn't stand out super crazily either, so I don't think people are going to be going super crazy for it. It might struggle for a very long time. We shall see. Maybe it gets manipulated. We shall see. But for now, it sold a lot. It actually did very good. It did like almost 12,000 sales. Yeah, 11,000. Just over 11,000 sales. So good job there, Kazaru. And there was a double wooden door that was produced this past weekend. Maybe we'll see that potentially being accepted. We shall see. We shall see. But overall, that was the Rustore. That was the Rustore for last week. Decent amount of sales across the board, but it was a tame week. Very much a tame week, probably due to the fact that Face Punch, as I said many times, they wanted the charity skins to sell very well because, of course, it's all for a good cause. Yeah, not too hard to comprehend. Right, now we can go ahead and take a look at the state of this new Rustore. So I said it earlier and I'll say it again. This Rustore compared to the previous Rustore, this is so much better. Or rather, there's a lot more standout skins. I'm not going to feel bad for saying that. Lots of very cool looking shiny and desirable sets. We have a very nice budget whiteout option here. We've got a Revolver, cool looking set. Two very notable collections here. You've got an Armored door, Sheepman door, continuation, like 3 weeks in a row. Curse Collection has had skin acceptances. That's pretty cool. Pure Gold furnace and a very cool looking AK-47. So overall, this is a very good looking Rustore. Now, which of these skins potentially might be a very nice investment? Shall we start talking? Shall we get the ball rolling and start talking about the likes of Thundergold Tier 2? So, if you aren't fully well aware, Thundergold has been around for a reasonable amount of time. A good few months ago, we did get the likes of the Tier 3 armour being accepted. This was accepted back in October time. It did a reasonable amount of sales of just over 20,000 each. Back at that time, that was like fairly good, especially due to the fact that during the autumn fall seasonal dip, hardly any skins were selling above 20,000 back then. Like now, I fully expect it. So that's an immediate thing we have to be aware of. How much will these sell in comparison to the Tier 3 armour? And of course the boots and the gloves. So boots and the gloves, they were accepted back in November. For a very long time, both of these were in the negative. Not anymore. Guess what just appeared? A new core piece. And by default, when a new core piece is to be accepted, what happens? Well, the pre-existing skins will spike in demand, spike in price. And I have a very good visual for that. So let's go back over to here. Let's go take a look at... We can close this. Well, let's go take a look at... yeah, here we are. So I wasn't super quick, but I realised, damn, I should probably go ahead and get a quick snapshot of how much quantity on the market Thundergold had when the Rustore rotated, and then, you know, we'll see the difference. Because we're going to see that many of these skins were in fact bought out. Let's go take a look. So, with the power of a new core piece being accepted, what happens to the likes of Thundergold face mask, chestplate, boots and gloves? 88 quantity here for the face mask. It's now down to 58. So that got bought out and it's now pushing up to $5. Earlier, this was sitting here at about $3. So it's gone up by $2. Very nice. Chestplate, 76 quantity. Well, now it's at 75. Right. So this is something that I'm not too surprised about. Let me explain. So this has risen up in price ever so nicely. As you might notice, this also sold for about $3 earlier. This is now pushing up to above or close to $5. And what's actually happened is people have noticed that this was getting bought out. They're expecting it to go up in price a little bit more. Some people have likely listed their skins at a higher price. Maybe it's spread out. Maybe it's this 10 here. I don't know. But the expectation is this is going to probably still keep going up in price into the weekend when loads of people have time off and they want to play the game and they see that these skins have been accepted. They're tier 2. They're going to probably think, oh, well, this is awesome. I should go ahead and quickly find out if there's any tier 3 armor or hoodie and pants. They'll see the tier 3 armor, they'll probably buy it, and of course it'll keep going up in price into the weekend. I'm not sure if that's going to be its all-time high peak, and I just noticed even more have been listed, but they're listed down here, so that's okay. Yeah, that should be doing fine into the weekend. If you happen to own any tier 3 or tier 3 pieces, it's up to you what you do, but I personally think it's probably best to wait until at least like Saturday to consider selling. Like I said, more people will be playing then, and of course more people notice that this has now turned into a much bigger collection, so more moves likely to happen. We have a CS update, do we? I'll worry about that in a second, right? Trust me, I am prepared for the potential new case. All right, wink, wink. All right, so let's go back over to here because this is a Rust video. But yeah, if it is a new case, tell me, scream at me, all right? I have to be prepared for anything, all right? Okay, Thundergold boots, we had 127 earlier, now we have 79, and it's now in the positive again. So for a very long time, this was sitting at about 70 cents, not doing very good. Now it's currently pushing up to about $1.10. Other people have noticed what's going on, and they've listed 14 and 15 here, but yeah. That right there, will it keep going up? Probably, but don't forget we do have the likes of whiteout boots in existence and whatnot. And it's a DPR. Oh, don't tell me that. Cats. No, not right now. All right, I'll keep that to the side. I'll keep it to the side. Chat. Don't message me about DPRs. I will see for myself in a second. All right, we'll leave that for now. All right, shh. It's 160 megabytes. Shut up then. All right then. Yeah, I have to be prepared for anything. We are quite literally expecting potentially to see a new CS case come out. Potentially within the next month. Based on what we've seen over the previous years, we had a case come out in early February last year, and the year before that we had a case come out late January, so we're just kind of prepared for that just in case. But anyway, I want to focus the video. Shut Thundergold boots is doing better, and as you can see, we have the likes of the Thundergold Roadstone gloves now pushing up to almost $2.50, and more specifically, from what you can see there, not enough resistance to stop it from going up in price even more so, and you do see that with all of the skins. So as I go over to here, what's stopping it from going up to $6? What's stopping it from going up to $7? We have to wait and see over the course of this weekend. So maybe it might go even higher. It very likely could. And over to here, same thing. What's stopping it from going up even higher? If you keep listing your skins now, chat, it probably will take longer. Anyway, point is, all of this Thundergold set is now in a very, 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 very good spot. But what of this? So as I said, one of the immediate things that we need to be aware of, all right, one of the things that we have to be immediately aware of is how much will this sell in comparison to the tier 3, because we've had a problem before, haven't we? And it's very noticeable. When certain pieces sell a lot more compared to the other pieces in a full complete core set, well, go take a look at the state of the likes of the Abyss collection. What do you see? Oh, not that one. This one here. We saw tier 3 sold so much more in comparison to the other core pieces, and unfortunately it was actually the first skins to be accepted. So this did about 30,000 sales each, but all of this did about 15,000 sales. Yeah, 15 to 20,000 sales. So this did this did about 10,000 more compared to this. Scope off, please don't lie to me now if that's okay. Don't do that, mate. All right. Okay, so yeah, Abyss tier 3 sold in excess 10,000 more compared to all of this, and therefore that's why it's struggling now. Because if people wanted a full set, right, there's only so much of this, but there's so much more of this. So we have to hope that we don't end up in a position where this sells far too much compared to the tier 3, and of course the boots and the gloves. All right, but something's very likely to cause this to go up in price insanely. No, not up in price, but in terms of sales, yes. This is going to probably get bought out for a very specific thing, Whiteout Collection. Whiteout Collection, very recently, over the course of this past post-Christmas, whilst it's been quite crap for all skins in general for this post-Christmas, Whiteout actually strived and flourished and reached new all-time high prices. I can confirm this real quickly. So if we go take a look at the Kilt, for example, as you can see right now, this is selling for about $16. Yep, it's getting up there. It's getting up there. But it was higher. It was higher. Yep. As you can see, it reached its newest all-time high price literally over the past week or so. That was selling for about $17. So, as you can see, it's getting more and more expensive. Less and less people can afford it. If only there was a much more affordable option that I could wear in the snowy Arctic environments. If only there was an option available. Oh. Well, do you get the idea? So, as Whiteout becomes more and more and more expensive, things like this are going to be considered a lot more and more and more and more. This, very likely, will become a very nice investment purely based on the fact that if Whiteout's too expensive, I could go for this instead. And at the end of the day, I don't want you to look at this set and just say, oh yeah, it's just a budget whiteout option. Let's give some credit to the very nice, cool, golden trim lightning bolt designs. As you look at it with the good lighting, You can see it stands out ever so nicely. Now, from a distance, you wouldn't be able to see that too much. Your PCs aren't that powerful. So I wouldn't worry too much in regards to, oh no, I might be a little bit too shiny. Only up close. And by then, if you're up close, you're probably shooting at someone anyway. So don't worry about stuff like that. That right there, that is a very nice piece of work. And I can't help but think people are going to be appreciating it, isolated by itself, regardless of Whiteout Collection. So, oh, sorry. I need to drink a little bit. One sec. Yeah, talking too fast. Basically, at this current position, we can also anticipate hoodie and pants being produced. This isn't the final core piece, no. So, when we look at the state of this, we are aware that there are some very good potential positives in regards to Whiteout's too expensive, people will probably want this, and we can also expect the potential in seeing some hoodie and pants. So my estimate is this is going to probably sell more than Tier 3. I wouldn't be surprised by that. That is what I am expecting. However, as I said, regardless, things probably still will work out quite alright for it in the future, so as long as Whiteout keeps striving and just moving on ahead. It's basically what we're expecting with the likes of Legacy Kevlar when we saw that Blackout was very expensive. People just instantly assumed, oh yeah, Legacy Kevlar surely is going to do A-OK. That's also where I'm a bit worried, because this might sell too much. And then, well, because we didn't get the Legacy Kevlar today, you might notice some people have sold quite a considerable amount of it pretty quickly. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. But I don't think we're going to have as many sales as Legacy Kevlar. I think that's out of the question. I don't think that's going to be anywhere near it. But I do expect to do reasonably well in terms of sales. So if you're looking at this and wanting to make a good potential profit out of it, my answer to you is keep an eye on the sales, all right? We know for sure all of these skins are all abnormal this week, so we have that time advantage for us. We could do our abnormal barders first, look at this over the course of maybe 12 hours, half a day, and if the barders are remaining very strong in them, yeah, we can consider jumping in and buying them. But I also want to see how many sales have happened. So if this does like 25,000 sales each, you know what? That's not too bad. That's fine. It'll be 5,000 more compared to Tier 3. That's fine. But if we were to see the likes of hoodie and pants being produced like a week or two later and they get accepted, well, guess what? I wouldn't be surprised if the hoodie and pants probably sells just as much as the Tier 2 here, and then eventually, because of that, Tier 3 probably will become the most expensive piece because there's less of it compared to all the others, if that makes sense to all of you. So overall, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what else I can really say about this. It's affordable, approachable, and hey, if you can't afford a full Whiteout set, you got a very, very, very cool alternative option right here instead. Thundergold is looking very, very good at the moment, but if you want to play it extra safe, wait it out just a few more days. Regardless, if you want to buy a set for yourself, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, keep them motivated, keep wanting to put out very nice creative designs in the future. But, yeah, that's going to be the smartest approach. Wait it out. They're abnormal. We can use that to our advantage. Sounds good? Shall I move on to the next skin? Yes. Let's talk about the red armoured container door. So let me just quickly close some of these. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, Whiteout. We already mentioned that, didn't we? So, best of luck to you, Thundergold. Quick change. There we go. And it didn't work because Steam is awful. Come on, Steam, work for me. There you go. That's still changed now. Right. So, we are here to talk about the red armoured container door. Now, the first thing that I thought of was, isn't there already an armoured door that's a container door? And yes, I was correct because it came out like 7 years ago. If you type in container doors, you'll see some fairly pricey looking doors right here in front of us. For you see, last year, what was it, the summer of last year, in 2023, we were introduced to the container sheet metal building skin. And when that came out, all of these skins just went, not the shipping container garage door, that came out during the same week the shipping container building skin came out. So that's why it's not doing so good. But all of these, they went up insanely. It's this door I was reminded of. So I actually bought this skin ages ago, back in 2017? Yeah, that happened. And it's comfortably in the positive right now. But like I said, it was when that building skin came out. Look at that. Look at that. Yep. So it has a lovely home because it blends in quite nicely with green container. So anyway. Will people look at that and think, oh yeah, surely this red one will do just as good? I don't know. Let's give it a proper look. So it's not too crazy in terms of its design. It's very realistic. Is that transparent? It doesn't mention transparency. It's supposed to mention it if it is. but it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look like it is. All right, he'd be in trouble. It wouldn't have been accepted if it didn't mention it. I hope it doesn't have it, because he might be in a bit of trouble. Anyway, looking at the state of that, there's nothing wrong with it. Grounded, perfectly fine for what it is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would appreciate it. Maybe role players, but yeah, you could have like a full red container house base, If that appeals to you, that's fine. But looking at that, and looking at armor doors in general, that doesn't even glow in the dark. We just literally got given a Rastoria armor door right now for free. Now, you could get that right now. It's a general drop. So, in short, I can't imagine that's going to be retaining value that much. If it's good, if it's in demand enough that people want to use it with the red sheet metal container skin, building skin, fine, that's okay. I'm not going to complain about that. No, that's a perfectly valid thing. People can do whatever they want with their plans and their money and whatnot, but I don't know. Is that going to be enough people? I don't know. So I'm a little bit unsure with that. I personally will sit here and say, of course, I'm going to wait until the abnormal barders, then make a decision. But honestly, looking at the state of all these armor doors from the previous year, I'm not optimistic. Only one stands out, and that's got transparency and glow in the dark. So that one's doing good. The other one's not so much. And yes, all of these are glow in the dark as well. Oh, actually, no, this has transparency as well. But that's a whole completely different, isolated story. So overall, not optimistic in regards to that, but at the end of the day, if you like it, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it, support the skin creators, blah, 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 you get the idea, so it's fine. Redemption Revolver. Gentlemen, here we go, revolvers! I wonder how in demand they are. So in demand to the point that every single one of them is currently in the positive. Every marketable revolver skin that exists is in the positive right now. Revolvers tend to be very, 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 very reliable investments. But I have to kind of put a warning out. Early last year more specifically, I was perfectly under the assumption that Thompson skins were perfectly reliable investments. Not anymore, because a lot more are being accepted. So, in short, basically, whilst it looks very appealing right now, I have to point out, who knows how many other revolver skins we might potentially have accepted this year. I don't know, but based on what we've seen over the course of the previous years, last year we only received 3, year before that 3, the year before that 4, the year before that 3, the year before that 2. Yeah, we don't really see that many revolver skins being accepted anymore, which is odd, but yeah, whatever. So yes, it's probably the go-to option that you would pick out with the Tier 1 workbench. You very likely will be using these. Maybe you just want to go out and roam and not worry about losing the gun itself if you happen to die. So at the end of the day, we know it is in demand. It does get used a lot. And of course, there is a good demand for the skins. Therefore, the skin prices sell very well. That right there is a very cool cranberry red, shiny looking revolver. And get a good look at that. Yes, yes, yes. With a very useful red aim sight, which you can see right there as well. Good for all environments. I can't help but feel like that's going to also do a very good job of retaining its value. And, well, being a nice positive investment for the future. How many of this will sell, though? Considering we have Thundergold out, I can't help but feel like Thundergold Tier 2 might be absorbing quite a lot of the sales this week. So this might do a reasonable amount of sales, but not ridiculous sales. This right here is definitely something I'm considering buying as well. When it comes to revolvers, Hedge wants to jump in. And as I can point out to you, very recently we did get the likes of the Soul Eater revolver. Wasn't too crazy in terms of its design, but guess what? Up 31%. Need I say any more? Even that went up in price. And again, not to hate on it or anything, it just wasn't too crazy, but it still did good. And then you look at that and think, well, fuck me, shiny, cranberry red, cool. So, yeah, I think that's going to be doing pretty good. And even I am considering wanting to buy them. Now, how many I'll buy will be, dictated based around how many will sell. So, of course, this is also abnormal. Ha ha ha. I am going to wait it out. I want to see how much that sells, look at it Wednesday night, make a decision in regards to how much I want to offer for it, attack it, and then, if the support's strong enough, I might even consider buying a whole bunch. And considering I'm still selling Rust skins, yes I am, I'm doing a fairly okay good job of it. Here is the newest account I'm about to max out. Have we got more sales happening? Yeah, well, there you go. I just gained like $50 there, and I've got pending as well, so that's going to max it out completely. Yeah, I can probably just keep buying things and then sell more skins and keep maxing out my accounts. Yeah, no, I very likely will be doing that. As a bond, bond, that very likely will be retaining its value. I could probably buy some now whilst I can sell my skins for a fairly decent price, profit. And when things get real bad, potentially in the summer, or not summer, maybe the autumn fall seasonal dip and whatnot, I could sell that. I could probably get my money back from the, what I bought them for. Yeah, no, I feel like that's a perfectly fine thing to consider buying. Yeah, at this current moment, again, if you want to play extra safe, by all means, you might want to wait until Wednesday night. Abnormal Wilders first. But if you like it and you want it for yourself, by all means, go for it. Go get it, because that's a good-looking skin. And I don't know if we're going to get that many more Revolver skins anytime soon. But like I said, I really hope we don't get that many more, okay? Because if we do, much like Thompson's last year, they're going to become less special. And unfortunately, when we looked at Thompson skins during the likes of this month, post-Christmas, not many of them did super great, unfortunately. And they did not really match up to the prices that the Thompson skins were selling for in early 2023. No. So that could apply to all skins as well, to be honest. But that right there, I'm confident. And I am looking at that with optimism. So, with the State of Redemption collection as a whole, that's doing reasonably okay at the moment. Will we see some more Redemption skins from here and now? Mr. Slanosta, it is time to consider doing a version 2 of your Tier 2. If Thundergold could do it, what's stopping you? And if that actually goes through and happens, all the better for all of these skins. I'm pretty sure he's going to feel a little bit motivated to want to do that. Right, so, with that out of the way, we can now start talking about the Chameleon SAP. So, I'm actually going to refer back to this Redemption collection again because I've looked at both of these collections over the past half a year and I've said they kind of go hand in hand. Both of them mostly consisting of weapons, but in-demand weapon skins at the very least. You might sit there and say, hey, some of these are negative, some of these are down in price. Hey, at the end of the day, if you were to compare these to most other skins, they're doing pretty all right. So, with this brand new set, what's the likelihood for how it's going to perform? We actually talked about this not too long ago when we had the Redemption SAP. So I looked at that Redemption SAP, and the first thing I did was I made a comparison to a very notable other shiny SAP skin that came out last year, which was the Black Gold SAP. Now, Black Gold SAP, for a fairly decent amount of time, it went down in price a little bit, it went up in price a little bit, but it did a decent job of retaining its $4 price. What's the price right now? $4. As I scroll down and look at it, you can see it went up a little bit, it went down a little bit, it went up a little bit, it went down a little bit. Didn't really go bad, if you know what I mean. So that did a reasonable amount of sales, and it's part of a well-established collection, Black Gold. The point I'm trying to get across is, if we saw this do a reasonable amount of sales, in fact, quite low to be honest, only just barely over 10,000, it did all right instantly. This right here, basically, if it matches up to what the Redemption SAP did, I can't help but feel like that's also going to be doing perfectly fine from here and now in the future. And, we've got to give credit. Once you look at the actual videos Milho provides, so if you get a good look at this, just go HD, get a good look at the sheen, come on now, how could you say no? If you want to be a true beamer, you might as well make sure all of those shots are nice and holographic. Get a good look at that sheen, oh, look at it. That's how you make a beam. Anyway, so, that right there, I can't help but think a lot of people are going to appreciate. That right there, very likely, could do a very good job of retaining its value. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, we were very optimistic that this was going to do very nicely around post-Christmas, the whole set, as you can see there on our weapon rack. Unfortunately, all skins in general didn't do super great. So, yeah, it's up to you what you want to do, but I would probably at the very least wait it out until Wednesday, make a comparison of sales, especially the likes of the Redemption SAP. And if it's fairly close, I can't help but feel like both of them would do a fairly decent job in retaining their value as time goes on from here and now. So I am optimistic for it. I can see it doing reasonably well as time goes on. Will we still keep seeing more Chameleon skins being produced and accepted? Guys, I know for sure Milho actually plans to do clothing and armour and deplorables at some point. And if you don't know him well enough, you should go check his history, because he's been here since the beginning, and he's made a lot. He has made so many Twitch drops. He just doesn't stop. Frog cosplay, gingerbread, camouflage, tempered, ladybug, gingerbread, tempered, doors, boxes, armor, clothing, everything, ever since 2015. That man will go ahead and make everything, and it will get acceptances, don't you worry. So if you're optimistic in regards to that, then by all means, do what you wish. But I'd rather wait till Wednesday, look at the amount of sales, and then we'll make a comparison. We'll consider what we see. Sounds good? Alright, so Chameleon SAP looking pretty good. Let's now start talking about likes of the cursed Boonie Hat. So yeah, 3 weeks on the trot, cursed skins have been accepted. I'm surprised to see the boots weren't accepted with this, don't know why. Maybe it's a random acceptance in the future, complete the sets. We'll find out. Full primitive collection, I guess we can sit there and say that now. I mean, it would have been nice to have like boots, but whatever. Are you always wanting to wear boots? Alright, so with what we have here, well, not surprised to see it's doing okay in terms of its positive prices. However, I have to point this out. Cursed Bandana is actually kind of starting to struggle. However, it did do a very ridiculous amount of sales. So maybe it's suffering because of that. Regardless, with this being accepted, the hide shirt and pants have immediately gone into a very nice comfy position. But what's next for this? So I spoke to the skin creators. Last week, me and my chat, we actually asked them, hey, we want to see a deer skull mask. Do you reckon you could do that? Because it would probably work very nicely with this set. The whole idea, the theme of it. They said they would want to do it, but not immediately. And it sounds like they want to do core pieces next. Tier 2, Tier 3, and hoodie and pants. I did speak to them and say, why not follow how Pirate Collection worked out last year? Get your primitive collection completely finished, or make an attempt for it, and leave it a good couple months. Then consider making core pieces in the summer. Exactly what Pirate did. Guess what? Pirate Collection got everything. And it got a lot of sales as well, didn't it? So potentially on the horizon, just give you all a heads up, we might end up seeing another black collection. But it'll have like belts in it and like all the things and whatnot. That's something for you to be aware of. It'll be produced. Will it be accepted? We'll find out, won't we? We will find out. So that's on the horizon for the Cursed Collection. Probably not more primitive skins for a while. Anyway, Boonie Hats in general. What do we see in regards to this? Well, you know what? Last year we had the likes of the Pirate Collection Boonie Hat. Guess what? So the positive. Now this was one of the first skins to be accepted, if I recall. So everything after that had a spike in demand, spike in price. Regardless, it still retained a price of $1.60. It's up 60 cents. So, wait, 50? That's close. Yeah, it's had better times. No, actually, it reached a new all-time high price recently. Okay. Well, that's the state of that. I'll be honest with you, it's pretty much always stayed in the positive. Looks like it's going to stay that way as well, especially considering the buy orders. That 56 is doing nobody any favours. Why would you do that? Stupid people, they exist, and it's very unfortunate. Yeah, so I can't help but feel like this Boonie Hat here probably won't be selling that much. Why? Because we got all of this here, so that'll very likely be taking up a lot of the attention. I can't help but feel like that'll probably do a decent job of retaining its value. Maybe not being an insane profit, but in terms of, hey, if I bought this, would I be able to sell it again at some point in the future and get my money back? I wouldn't be surprised. But I just don't think you'll be able to do that with multiples. Maybe a few. And again, if you like it and you like the primitive collection, by all means, consider buying it. Because, of course, if you keep supporting the skin creators, they'll still be motivated to keep pumping out very nice, cool, creative designs in the future. So we'll see what happens in regards to that. That's looking pretty cool. But probably only going to retain its value at best. It's abnormal. We can wait until Wednesday and then consider what we're going to do next. Cool. Right. Plague Metal Door. Right. So $2.49. I've been in this position before, haven't I? Where have I been before? I've looked at a $2.49 sheet metal door that glowed in the dark. Let's just go down memory lane and remember last year. How many instances were there when we looked at a sheet metal door that glowed in the dark that sold for $2.49? Ah, yes. We have the likes of the Sunken Door, 73 cents. The Infernal Door, $1. The Capybara Door, $1.61. The Adobe Decorative Door, 88 cents. Modern Military Door, 87 cents. UAP Pilot Door, $1.15. Punk Jack Door, $1.10. Is that enough for you? Is that made enough sense to you? Hell, like recently we had the Bombshell sheet in the door with the transparency in the glow in the dark. $2.99. It's already down by 24 cents, unfortunately. So to look at this and question it, I'm sorry to say, but I am not confident. Because we have far too many sheet metal doors, if you didn't notice. Yes, take another quick look and you might notice that we have a ridiculous amount of sheet metal doors that exist. Then again, you know, it's been an item that's been in the game since the beginning, 212. And very recently, we have these two doors currently available right now as well. So for $5, if you want to spend the money, you got a very cool looking sheet metal door right here. That's going to be not marketable and tradable. Well, I mean, you might not need another door after that. But anyway, we also have this old school metal door that's currently being given away for free as a Twitch drop. And I do believe it also glows in the dark, as you can see. So why would you need another glow-in-the-dark door at $2.49? You might like it, by all means. Okay, buy it, enjoy it, support the skin creator and whatnot. But I just can't help but feel like that's going to suffer pretty quickly. Especially considering how many more sheet metal doors we're going to see this year. A lot more. Especially Twitch drops. Don't forget that as well. Oh, yes. So, yeah, I'd probably just want to stick with doing a fairly decent build on it, but maybe not that much else. So, okay. Right, El Diablo AR. This is a cool looking AK. I will give you some respect there, Mr. Aeroz. You did a very cool job of that. Now, this did come in two versions. This is the one with the stock. All right, okay, I remember now. Okay, so what do you think, chat? What do you think? Is that looking pretty cool? You got Diablo on your side and you're going to shoot fire bullets at people. Brimstone bullets. Yeah, okay, that's better. That's cooler. Anyway, so cool looking AK. A useful aim sight, I do believe. If we can go aim down the sight, what do we see? Oh, you're supposed to have an aim down the sight. No, he doesn't have it. It looks like it has a red aim sight. It looks like it. I can't confirm that, unfortunately. Anyway, this is selling for $3.49. I'm very sorry to say, I don't imagine it's going to retain its value. Now, it's not too hard to remember that throughout all of last year, we received a ridiculous amount of AK-47s. In just 1 year, we received 44. So I'm going to sit here and say, there is always going to be another AK. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one next week, or the week after that, and again the week after that, and after that. Basically, if there's always another AK, are people going to be loyal enough to hold on to their skin? Probably not. They're going to probably unload it onto the Steam market and grab the newest one. $3.49, you might sit to say, oh, Hedge, maybe it might not sell that much. Probably, but even then, it's not going to retain that value. It's very likely going to end up being around $1 at some point. Cool looking AK, but I just don't trust other people. And unfortunately, with that high price, yeah. Not looking good in terms of retaining its value. And it had been $3.49 AKs before that, well, sold at $3.49 and went all the way down to $1. In fact, I can show that to you. When was the update last year? 2 years ago, technically speaking. A year and a half ago. The recall update back in June of 2022, because we received a notable AK called the Kevlar AK. There he is, Kevlar AR. $3.49. $1 now. Well, yeah, so don't assume. But Hedge, it's selling for a high price. Surely it's going to be right? No, not happening. Sorry. Sorry. You can even look at the Black Gold AK as well. That only halved in price, but then again from $5 like $2. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately, that very likely might just be a lowball buy order. I'm very sorry to say that. And then we got this right here. We have the Gold Ore Furnace. Okay, so I am not hating on the idea of it. It's perfectly fine for what it is. Gold, chat, gold. However, it's not like super flashy. Yes, it's gold. I know. Actually, technically speaking, it's gold ore. It's not like proper refined gold metal. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is I don't really want to invest into furnaces this year, because we had many other furnaces that came out last year. And, to themselves, some of them stood out quite nicely. Some of them didn't really do that much. Go take a look at all the furnaces that came out last year and look at the state of them right now. That's doing okay. That, unfortunately, didn't do that good, unfortunately. I thought that would have done better. That's done all right, though. So, unless it has a different coloured interior, it doesn't seem to hold up very well. Or if it's super flashy would also be nice. But no, it's not happening. Basically, furnaces are unreliable as investments. I unfortunately don't really want to go anywhere near that. Not really. So, yeah, that might just be like a fairly lowball buy order. I don't want to sound mean, but yeah, they're just not reliable investments anymore. And with post-Christmas this year, I'm looking at everything now with a different perspective, and I'm like, I just don't really want to spend that much money anymore. So, yeah, that might be a fairly low ball buy order. Not to be mean, I don't want to hate or anything, but knowing how other people react, I've got to expect certain things, and I don't think people are going to be looking at a furnace forever and say, oh yes, I definitely need this, it's always going to be great. Yeah, they're very likely going to unload them on the Steam market. So, that sucks. Right then, so we just covered all the skins. That was nice. Now we need to address the situation in regards to the Legacy Kevlar, okay? Because I know you're desperate to ask, and that's fine. Okay. So I want to just bring up one notable point with this Rust store. Did you notice every single skin here was an early pick? Not a single skin here was in TGG's top picks. As I just quickly hop over to here, close that, go over to here. Yeah. So I'm sure many of you are aware, every single week TGG creates all the newest skins, puts them in a list, and then that goes towards the Face Punch devs. So he'll look at all the skins, make sure that they are of the quality standard, he'll make sure that they are, there's no DMCA issues, no copyright problems, and Face Punch will see that themselves. For some strange reason, they looked at this and they said, nah, we're good, and then they went and looked at all the newest skins. So I'm sure many of you are aware, every single week, we go through all the newest skins, my Rust Workshop skin checks, and there you go, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3, and there's 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go. All of them were new skins. Like, literally, these were just submitted over the past weekend. So if they're all new picks, like early picks, could we potentially get it balanced out next week and have a lot of late picks? And what just so happens to also be a late pick now? Legacy Kevlar. So, this is going to go either that way, if it were to be accepted next week. And yes, that is typically normal standard. Skins, when they've been made, usually have free Rust stores, and if they haven't been accepted, then from then on then, it very likely won't be accepted from then. However, having spoken to Kosem himself, the skin creator behind this, he wants to make a version 2 as soon as he can. He wants to refine it and put it out again. And we have been in a position before where we were very hopeful for a potential new continuation of a certain set. Didn't happen immediately, but then the very second the opportunity came, it was made into a version 2 and it was accepted immediately. I want to go back to the Abyss collection again. Do you remember when we were waiting for the tier 2? And it, unfortunately, after 3-4 weeks, it wasn't accepted. Very unfortunate. But then, quite literally, the version 2 of it was made as soon as possible by Little Ranger, and it instantly was accepted. So let's just go back to down memory lane. This was originally submitted back in August, the middle of August to be precise, and it wasn't accepted. So the first Rust store wasn't accepted as an early pick. Second Rust store, it wasn't accepted as a typical pick, and the third Rust store wasn't accepted as a late pick. Well, at some point later on, we saw these appear in the workshop, and then the very next Rust store, they are accepted. 11th of September, 2023. And then what Rust store were they accepted? The 14th of September Rust store. An early pick. So don't just assume everything's doomed. We're screwed. No, just chill out, relax, all right? Sometimes you don't get a full set. That happens sometimes. But considering the amount it's sold, I would assume Face Punch probably thought, you know what, maybe for this week we could just do some other skins, some early picks, and for the final Rust store of January, screw it, let's go pick some older picks and whatnot. And as I said, as of next week, those Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves will be a late pick. So we'll see. Maybe it's going to be held back for a future complete the sets. So we have had a Rust store without Legacy Kevlar, and well, wouldn't you believe it, people have reacted to it. So I say so too much, sorry about that. But basically, looking at this Legacy Kevlar kilt, I did this not too long ago. I went over to my Twitter. God, I know, on Twitter, how could you? But before the Rust store rotated and before I started stream, I actually took a screenshot. I got this on my Twitter here. Look in the description of this video right now if you get a link to my Twitter. But yeah, I did this just before 8 o'clock. This was an hour and a half, about an hour and 45 minutes before the Rust store rotated. This was what the Legacy Kevlar kilt looked like. 632 quantity in the Steam market, buy orders pushing all the way up to $4, 9,862 buy orders. When we did not see Legacy Kevlar boots and gloves in the Rust store today, someone went and sold like 300 or 400 kilts to the highest buy orders, and that's what it looked like afterwards. Where did all those buy orders go, going all the way up to $4? People have reacted. Look, listen, at the end of the day, this is still a perfectly fine long-term investment. These skins, right, unfortunately, because it's now, it only recently just came out, there's going to be a lot of them, all right? And a lot of people were hoping for instant gratification, instant profits. people look at these things with a bit of a not very good mindset, to be honest with you. It's the long-term value where I see this working out quite nicely. I bought my skins more as a bond. I made mention of that earlier when I talked about the redemption revolver. Basically, as time goes on, do I see this eventually going back in the positive and being seen, doing nicely? Yes, I do. Was it expected to struggle in the short term? Well, if we did see the boots and gloves immediately, no, it would have been doing good instantly. But eventually, it would have gone back down again. It would have. All the momentum would have stopped eventually. And of course, we know in 2 months' time we do have a CS2 major taking place, Copenhagen 2024. Counter-Strike will have a major. New content will be added to the game, and very likely a lot of people will sell their Rust skins to get funds, then go put towards the Counter-Strike economy. Basically, whilst this is going to struggle now, and you should expect it, could it go lower? It probably will. Will it eventually go back up? Will we see people wanting to buy Legacy Kevlar, especially considering that, Blackout's expensive? Yeah, I do expect it. Will it always have 700-ish quantity? I don't think so. It will very likely cool off. Some of this will get pulled out or thrown onto third-party sites, gambling sites, you name it. And I wouldn't be surprised if, with that happening, as more and more of it goes on to third-party sites and whatnot, as the quantity slowly diminishes on the Steam market, there's less of it available. Maybe we do get continuations at some point in the future. All the better for it to rise up in price. And if the price on the Steam market is good, especially considering that a lot of the stock has disappeared, well, then on the third-party sites and the gambling sites and whatnot, it's going to be seen as more valuable, and then it works out better from then. All right? I know it sounds incredibly silly, but that happens. So, by default, if you have bought some of these and you don't have that much money, you do what you must, all right? I'm not gonna have a go at you, but seeing this right now, all right, that's fine. I'm not too surprised to see it turned out that way, but regardless, eventually it will be expected to return to its rust ore price and do even better, and that applies to all the Legacy Kevlar. Now, the only potential problem is if we do get another budget Blackout set that looks better than Legacy Kevlar. Could that happen? Maybe. I can't really say no. We don't know what could come out in the future. So, yeah, I could talk about what we see right here, right now. When we originally had Comic Set come out like last year, so if you can remember, February 30, was it 23 or 30? Let me remind myself. Was it the very beginning? Well, there's comics. And then comics was at the very beginning. Yeah. So this did like 40,000 plus sales. Very ridiculous. But I can't help but feel like that's going to probably struggle now because we've just got ourselves, a perfect candidate, I guess you could say, as a budget alternative option for Whiteout, or at least a much more affordable option. So, yeah, they do compete with each other for your love. But overall, don't be too panicky. Don't overreact. Chill out. So, yeah, I said it again, sorry. Is that still there? Nah, it wasn't going to last. But, yeah, in regards to that, sometimes it's just this way. Sometimes it's just like this. Who knows? Do you reckon we actually will definitely get hoodie and pants or Thundergold from here and now? Maybe we don't. Maybe people will have to go buy Whiteout or comics hoodie and pants to use with that. I don't think everyone's going to complain about it too much. But, yeah. So this is why I usually always suggest just do a buy order, because at the very least, if things go a little bit awkward, you bought it for a cheaper price, and, well, it's not too much of a loss. Sorry to say. So, yeah, that's it. That's basically everything. Legacy Kevlar, is it doomed? No. We either will potentially see it next week, or COSEM will then proceed to make a version 2, and we'll see that being submitted, and then we hope for that afterwards. And if it doesn't happen after that, do you know what? Screw it. We'll just see how it turns out over the course of spring, summer, autumn, fall season, and then, of course, post-Christmas again next year. It's a long-term thing, guys. I'm sitting there expecting that. So, we'll see what happens next. I've said that like 10 times already. Okay, so, chat, is there anything that you... Twitch chat, hello, how you doing? Is there anything that you specifically want to question right about now? Don't say Counter-Strike update. I'm not falling for it. I can see it right there. It doesn't say anything. It was just a stupid nothing update. Cool, imagine if we were like that for Rust. But yes, if you were to look at the front page... Oh, no, that's not front page. That's Legacy. Okay, yeah. Thundergold getting bought out. Wait until the weekend. You'll very likely be able to sell them for better prices. What's the point in updating for that? To hurt you inside. You had hope, and they just wanted to chip away at it and take it away from you. Valve is evil. They took the very last remnants of happiness you had left. What's a disco mask? Dear Skull Mask. Dear Skull Mask. Stop listening to chat, Twask. Will the Thunder Coffee perform right away? I wouldn't instantly assume people are going to go crazy for that just because the whiteout one's more expensive. But I don't know. Like, half the reason why Whiteout Tier 2 did so good was because it sold a lot less compared to the other pieces. So let's remember, this came out during 2021. Early 2021, during the hype, the real hype of offline TV era, loads of people playing Rust. Because all the big streamers on Twitch were playing Rust. This right here, both of these did 75,000 sales. Tier 3 did about 73,000 sales each. But when we got to the likes of the Kilt, only 60,000 sales. When we got to these two pieces, only 30,000 sales each. So half the reason why that's so expensive is when you make comparisons to the rest of it, there's a lot less compared to all of this. So I don't think we're going to see something like that happening all over again. I don't think we can. No, I wouldn't believe that will happen. Seems like everyone lost faith in CS2 and fracture cases. Well, we'll see what happens by the time we have that CS2 major. Maybe everybody will feel motivated to want to jump back in and enjoy themselves and whatnot. Plus, with new stickers, maybe they're going to be very cool. Loads of people want to make crafts. Now need skins, and that means they have to open cases to get more skins, then put those stickers on. Yes, there's a lot of things that all connect. So we'll see, mate. We'll see. You can't just instantly feel bad or want to cry at this point in time. People got to chill out and just relax and let things play out, and then see what happens. So exactly like the case. It's a bit too early, potentially, to see that new CS case. Maybe. Well, as I said, I usually am always prepared. All I've got to do is click over to here, Session Buddy, double click, done, I'm ready, done. Simple as that. A little bit of preparation, and yeah. Do you think Redemption Revolver has a glowing aim sight? No. Never. Not allowed. Face Punch actively avoid that. And TGG himself doesn't add it to his lists. So, yeah, no, I don't think so. Not allowed. No, not. Twask. Not. Yes, not. Not allowed. It's a rule. Ever since people probably complained about glow-in-the-dark glow-in-the-dark aim sights back in, 2018? They said no more. Facebook said no more. It's too pay to win. People don't like it anymore. And now you have Crosshair X. So you don't even need aim sight things anymore, do you? So, yeah. They lost their specialty. But they're still rare, and they're still special in their own way, in a unique, special novelty sense. So, yeah, that still worked out right. No, I've got a killer headache right there. That's starting to hurt a lot. Oh, my eyeball hurt. So, yeah, that's it. I guess that's everything that needs to be said. I will, of course, do a predictions video. I'll probably wait for a few more sales to happen. We'll see. Other than that, guys, it was a nice rush store. Standout skins, yes. Notable skins from notable collections, yes. It's very distinct, especially when you compare it to the previous week. So, fairly tame here. But with this, I do expect more. But I'm not sure if we're going to see just as many sales as what we saw for the very first Rust store. Because if you can remember, after just 24 hours, pretty much every single skin here did over 10,000 sales. And wow, all of that's already in the negative. Almost all of it. Wow. God. Oof. All right then. So thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And look in the description for the likes of all of my socials if you want to stay up to date in regards to when I stream and whatnot. And, as I said, my Twitter. So yeah, have a good one. Have a lovely weekend. Go enjoy those skins. And we'll see how much that sells by time next Wednesday. And I will be streaming Wednesday night. I will be looking at them, figuring out prices, and then, of course, chasing after every single one of them in hopes of buying them for a much cheaper price and making some sweet, delicious profit in the future. Catch you later, guys.